In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about short chaining the plow and what does that actually mean and why would you need to do that. So as you can tell already, we've kind of got this propped up into the snowbank here, and the reason is because something has happened to our plow and unfortunately we're not able to lift it up. So what you'd want to do, the idea here is to just kind of take the truck and take that plow and drive it into the snowbank and get the plow to come up into the air. Once you've got it up in the air, then we're going to take and just short chain this chain back here, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. We kind of got this thing up in the snowbank, and we're going to just, the idea here is we're going to make this chain as short as possible. So you're just going to take it and get to the closest link you can without killing yourself over it. Just the idea here is just get close, but you do want to do it on both chains so that you've kind of got tension on both of them once we take this and back it up. Once you've got it kind of at this point, you're going to have it in the air, all right? So what I guess I'm trying to say is you're not going to get a second chance at this right away. The only other way you're going to be able to do this to get a second chance is if you were to drive deeper into another pile or in the same spot. So try to get this the best you can the first time and make this a little easier on yourself. Not to say I guess you couldn't come back and try to push it up some more, but that'll be a challenge. All right, so we're just going to back up here and then you'll get to see what it kind of looks like once we have got this up in the air. Okay, so we're just going to back away from the pile. We're going to obviously probably take a little bit of snow with us, but now we've got the plow up in the air. So as you can see, now we've got the plow up in the air and we can transport this someplace so that we can get it worked on. So there's obviously a couple different ways that you can do the short chain. One we already showed you. This would be another option. Obviously these tools should look somewhat familiar on your truck. You've got your little bottle jack that telescopes up, and then we've got the tools to run this jack. So the idea here is we're going to just put this underneath the plow, and again, you want to be, I'm going to say, you want to be someplace safe. So find yourself some blacktop in a spot that's going to work, or a piece of concrete such as we're on right now. That's going to be the safest route to do this. And of course, you're dealing with something where you're lifting it in the air. You better be very careful not to set it on your foot or anything else like that. So we're going to just, now I understand not all jacks are going to be equal here, but all we want to do is we want to make sure that we get it underneath the A-frame in a safe spot, and then we're going to start to lift this up. So you just kind of go ahead and start to lift this up to the A-frame. Now this will kind of tip it a little bit on us, and this just gives me the ability out here to kind of do this safely and be out of harm's way. So like there you go, you see already. So the truck rolled a little bit as we lifted this up. Got to be careful of all those things. Might even be better to chalk the wheels even though the truck is currently in park. So as we can see, we're just starting to get the plow off the ground. And again, your lift cylinder, you see the lift cylinder is down currently. So my recommendation here would be get it up to where you want it, not that you have to do this twice. So just kind of get it up off the ground, and again, make sure that you're keeping your feet and everything and everybody that might be in the area away, because yes, this could fall off this jack at any second. And once you've got it up in the air, stop about there, carefully go in here, and you're going to just take your chains, make them as short as you can, just like that on both sides, and then you can lower this back down. Now we're not probably going to be really far off the ground with this one, but we'll hopefully be in a position where we can safely transport this back. So that was your second technique. We had the first one being driving into the snow pile. The second technique here, which was to use the bottle jack out of the truck. I understand some bottle jacks may not work for that. It might be too high, too tall. Obviously, you could use your rolling floor jack if you had one, which most people probably don't, in the back of the truck. And lastly, one of the other ideas or techniques I've seen guys use is something that's overhead. And I want to use that carefully, because obviously whatever it is that's above you, you don't know whether it's strong enough to handle lifting the plow. All the other techniques are very safe. This one's a little bit more of a, you better be very, very careful with what you're doing and how you're lifting it off the ground. But the idea would be is that you're going to tie to one of these points on the plow blade and lift the blade upward, whether it be using a come along or a ratchet strap or a couple of them to try to get the plow up in the air. If you're going to do that technique, I highly recommend that you put a block of wood or something as soon as you get it a little bit off the ground. Put something underneath the blade right away to try to keep it off the ground so you don't have to worry about something breaking and coming back down. And that is it for this video on how to short chain the plow. So thank you for watching.